Blade Sorcery came out with its 1.0 update a month ago from recording this, so I've had time to reflect on the positives and negatives of this update, and I've compiled all my thoughts into this one video. I played the Steam version, which is, as far as I can tell, the only version updated. The Quest version seems to still be in beta as of now. Once I heard about the new update, I bought the game on Steam and loaded it up. The graphics were identical, but I had no items, no armor, and no spells. This is pretty annoying for a sandbox game that you have to grind for all your abilities, but in that moment, I had to change my mindset on the game, as it was taking itself more seriously, so I'd have to do the same for it. It was trying to be a linear story-based dungeon crawler, so I treated it as one. So I played the first couple dungeons. They were pretty fun the first couple times, but I had to complete like 2 or 3 different dungeons, which all had map pieces at the end of them. Once you had a complete map, then you could go onto the boss gauntlet, which is just a normal dungeon, but the scenes look 10 times cooler. Alright, you make it through, and whoa, there's a giant rock creature. Huh, that's neat. You have to hit the weak spots, but halfway through it's like, oh man, the weak spots are covered now. So you gotta look around the arena and see a blue crystal with a beam going towards the boss. I wonder what I gotta do here. Okay, so you smash it, and then you beat the boss. That was a cool set piece. Now I'll move on to the next chapter. Alright, more randomly generated dungeons to get map pieces. The game is still fresh, so I can dig it. Alright, I got the pieces. Now on to the next boss dungeon. Okay, the start is the exact same, but I'm sure it changes later in the level anyway. Okay, wait. The level is the exact same, but the enemies have light armor instead of no armor. That's fine. After a few easy kills, I make it, smash the crystal, go down. Oh man, I wonder what cool bosses there are. They made the last one so cool, they must have spent so much time on it. Okay. Oh. It's just the same boss again. But this one has like one new attack. Alright, I took him down. Now what? Oh, now I have to repeat it again? But now the enemies have medium armor instead of light? Okay, I got the map pieces. And oh man, I'm getting deja vu from like 20 minutes ago. Rinse and repeat the whole process about 6 times until you unlock the final area. On my first playthrough, I had no idea what would be in this level, so I stocked up on tens of thousands of coins, which took about 40 minutes of straight grinding in the dungeons, which gets extremely old once you played it 20 times, and seen all the different variations of rooms. It's just the same thing over and over again. But, if you get bored of the coin grind and dungeons, you can always play the arena mode, except due to only having one instance on the map, it's far more likely for it to have a lower payout than the dungeons. So I grinded for almost an hour for the final level. I got the strongest armor and toughest sword that I can find, and I walked into the portal. Boom. You load in at the base of the big tower that is in the background of some of the levels. I'm going in expecting a massive final boss. I run up the big pedestal, I do the thing, I start floating, and the game's over just like that. No boss, not even a single enemy. I grinded all that gear for pretty much nothing. The reason that this update does not make sense to me is that it's trying to be something it's not. Blade and Sorcery is a polished sandbox fighting game at its core. They introduced dungeons a while ago, which were a good addition, but they kept using the one dungeon so many times. Let's count it up here. Alright, there's 6 boss fights. In order to face a boss, it takes 3 dungeon runs to get map pieces. Immediately, the minimum amount of playing with this one level over and over again is 18, which is absolutely mental. But it's alright, as long as they randomly generate the levels, and they're all unique, and that they differ greatly from each other. Well, they don't. The reason why I'm not replaying this game for the video is because the dungeon runs absolutely mind-numbing. It's like they made 2 levels, and they were really good, but they ran out of time. So they just copy and paste what they already did like 20 times. Let's go back to that number, 18 times. Including the 6 special boss levels, it increases it to a whopping 24 copy-paste levels. And a level can take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. Let's say it takes you 5 minutes to beat each level. That is 2 hours of the exact same thing over and over again. I'm fine with a little amount of content in a big update, but the fact that they tried to make it something it wasn't and padded out the whole game is what I have a problem with. It could be so much cooler if they made 3 hard gauntlet levels specially made and tailored to challenge the player, and have a big final boss in the final level. Instead of having an empty final level, they can have a big build up. You can see the tower getting closer as you make your way through the caves and rooms. Then if you take the fully upgraded boss from the 6th level, which has a lot of abilities, he was incredibly easy because I learned his attack pattern from the last 5 times I fought him. But if I was just dropped into the 6th fight, I would have been clapped, making it a cool and challenging boss. But I'm no game dev, so I don't know if this would make a good VR game, but it sounds cool as hell. Alright, I should wrap this up. I'm saying all this because I believe the game has so much more potential that is not being harnessed. I hope that they fix all these problems in a future update. Alright, if you enjoyed, subscribe. Goodbye.